And there's a rather surprising 10-degree temperature contrast across the UK this weekend. Can you guess where? I'll give you all the details just after the break.
As you can see, Becky's in the studio to talk through the weather. So how's it looking this weekend then?
It's looking settled, mostly dry, but also quite surprising.
OK.
Love a surprising bit of weather. Yes, in theory, we've all got the same weather this weekend. But if there's one thing that we know about the British weather, there's always a sort of interesting, delicious little meteorological nugget to nibble on. And that's certainly what we've got for this weekend. Over the next 24 hours, we've got high pressure to the east, low pressure to the west. Everyone's in this southerly wind. But look at the temperature contrast. You can see the yellows, it's mild, and the blues, it's cold. And in fact, we can really see the contrast in that. There's that 10-degree temperature contrast that I get so excited about. And it's because the southerly wind, which is affecting everyone across these western areas, it's coming in off a relatively mild sea track, and towards the central southeastern parts it comes in from the near continent, which is very cold, and that is quite unusually giving us that real contrast in temperatures, despite the fact we're all in the same weather. So that's for this weekend. Things get pretty spicy as we look towards the end of next week. This is quite deep science, so I'm going to try and explain this as carefully as I can. Here is the US. Forgive me if I say the UK, I'm so used to saying it. But here is the US, as you can see. We've got the very cold air, unusually cold, moving unusually far south over the next few days. This is already in motion. Look at the contrast here. And we are expecting that to supercharge the jet stream. It's the contrast between the air masses that supercharges the jet stream. Now, all of this, the track of the jet stream over the next few days, all of that's quite normal. What's unusual here is the strength of that jet stream. We very rarely see it so strong. Now, the fact that it splits here, this is all quite normal as well. But by the time we get to the middle of next week, what we're expecting to see is this left-hand exit from the jet stream to start creating very deep areas of low pressure. Now, potentially, that could give us some stormy conditions for the end of next week, and we are going to be keeping a very close eye on that. We're feeling a little bit twitchy, but it's definitely one to watch. But that's the deep science. Let's get now to the forecast for the weekend. I admit to being a geek, and I'm just trying to draw everyone into my gang.
And we love you for it. Becky, thanks very much.
So it is a smorgasbord of delicious meteorological nuggets for this weekend. As you can see, it's mostly dry, it's rather cloudy. It is going to be feeling cold for many across central southeastern parts, particularly with some frost and fog. Here's what's happening overnight tonight. Quite a settled sort of picture, really, as you can see. Wherever we've got any cloud breaks, we're going to be getting some cooler conditions there with some mist and fog in places. And some of it, particularly across the central southeastern parts, could potentially be freezing fog, which is slow to clear in the morning. So the weekend itself, very similar both days. It's really a matter of chasing cloud around. There will be some brighter bits in places, and if you see any, then rush out and enjoy it, because it will be fairly few and far between those bits of sunshine. As you can see, again, it's mild across those northwestern parts, and it's cool across the bulk of England and Wales. Then we have a look at the picture for Sunday. It's a cold start to the day. Again, the potential for some mist and fog patches in places. It's largely dry. There are a few bits and bobs of rain moving into western parts of Scotland by the end of the day, but generally speaking, it's a settled, largely cloudy sort of weekend. But as I say, keep an eye on things for the end of next week.